Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. We're going to be testing out another T5 Dark Onyx fit. This is a bit cheaper than the previous fit I used. It's using mid-grade crystals and it's using dual A-type medium shield boosters. So okay, you're seeing all dual A-type medium shield boosters. This is a lot of ISK right here. But before I was using even a more expensive fit with a Gist X-type large shield booster, dual C-type multispectrum shield hardeners, and also a high-grade Hydra set, which is so expensive. So here we're actually going to be going quite a bit cheaper because we're also using the Tech 2 heavy assault missiles, the Caldari Navy heavy assault missiles I was using before to preserve power grid. The fit cost right here is a total of 2.5 billion ISK, and the cargo we've compared to the how much was it, 5 billion ISK Hydra gear that I was using before. This is actually quite a bit of an improvement. We've also got very high HP per second. In fact, we've got a bit of an overkill of HP per second right here. With the high mid-grade crystals, we'll actually have almost 800 HP per second tank, and that's way too much for the dark sides, because usually I would recommend in the T5 side there's like a classical weather effect side, like say exotic or firestorm, non-dark, like a normal classical side. Then I'd recommend 600 HP per second. But usually when you're in the dark sides, you just don't need as much tank because the enemies there have a lot more difficult time applying to you. You're faster, the optimal range of the guns is lower, so just generally speaking, you don't need as much tank. So we're really over-tanked, and I'm trying to focus this a bit on application. I might even need to focus it more on application, but I tried focusing it a bit on application. We've got Webifier right here, and then a Missile Guidance Enhancer right here, and a Rigor Catalyst. To be honest, I'm a bit uncertain if this was the right way to do this. Perhaps I would be better off going with like another Caldari Navy here, a fourth one, and then two application rigs, but it's a bit cheaper doing it like this. Not in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to make a big difference in price, but it's better in terms of DPS to have 3 ballistic control systems and a Bayloading Accelerator than 4 ballistic control systems due to diminishing turns. So we're going to try this. It's not got the biggest amount of buffer, it's unfortunate. I really like to use dual multispectrum shield hardeners, but you get so much HP per second shields when you're using the dual medium or Pithum A-type medium shield booster right here. We can take the mid-grade crystal set and like just copy it right here. Copy and paste implants. So here 801 HP per second. If we were to put another C-type right here, it would be 587, so it's a decent amount of HP right there. And to be honest, now that I'm thinking about it, if we put another C-type medium shield booster right here, we still have a decent amount of shield HP per second. It's 587. Not as much as dual medium shield boosters, but I definitely think it could be an option. It would be nice to have a bit more buffer, like this, and you have more capacity to spare as well. But the good thing about having dual shield boosters, in a way, is that it gives you the option to just suddenly boost up your shields a lot, used more at the same time. Like, we can, for the most of the part, when I'm doing this T5, I'll be doing like this. I'll be having just one shield booster active like this. Then when I need to, I'll use the second one. And then I'll have really good HP per second, as you can see here. I mean, it could be argued that we better have this, because this would make it so that we have good shield HP all the time, more capacity to spare, and bigger buffer. And it, in fact, is even cheaper as well. So this will definitely be an option. I wanted to see how it feels with the dual medium shield boosters first, and then we'll maybe try it later then with the dual multi-spectrums. The main thing actually here is not the tank that I'm interested in. The main thing I'm interested in is the application. The application is by far the thing that I'm worried most about with this fit right here. I just put this implant in right there. There we go. Okay, the thing is, like, I'm worried most about the application. Dark side's got problems with application. The heavy assault missiles in general, they also have pretty difficult time applying, since they're like the short-range ammunition. It's not really going to hit as hard on the small stuff as like a rapid light missile launcher. But it's just the way it is, so we have to do everything we can really to get the application to go there. Initially, I was thinking to use the Rigor Catalyst and Flare Catalyst Tech 2 instead of the Bayloading Accelerator, and it actually might be a better option to do that, because you can look here, if we look on our rigs, I've got Bayloading Accelerator Tech 2, which is this one right here, and then we've got Rigor Catalyst, and then I could have used, instead, upgrade this Rigor Catalyst to a Tech 2 Rigor Catalyst, and then put a Flare Catalyst as well to improve application even more. But we get some decent DPS buffs from the Bayloading Accelerator right here. See, we get a bit of a bonus right here. But I feel like it might be better actually overall to just go with a bit better application and just improve our site completion time. So that could also be an option. So the dual multi-spectrum, and then also more application rigs. We'll see. We'll try to evaluate how is the tank, how is the the application right here. And then we've also got some extra boosters we could use if we want to. These are just little extra boosters. I'm not planning on using them, but like, we could use them if we feel like we need to. Let's go with Caldari Navy right here. We've also got the Nosferatu to provide some extra cap if we need that. And we can put the second shield booster over here in case we need it. Move towards the gate. See how we apply. Is it alright? Is it bad? We need the webs really to apply properly. Apply like this. How is application? 114, okay. Okay, 140, 170. I guess it's okay application, but could be better. Could be better. These rogue drones, they're pretty difficult to apply to, so it's not really the most optimal application situation. But it's a good test for application. Because these waves usually are like the quickest waves. And I could cheat a bit here by going to the short range D5 automatic suppressor, but I want to just see how it fares, how the Onyx fares when it comes to just applying into these guys right here. Getting how quick we'll do the entire wave. But so far, based on this application right here, I really think we could go with the improved rigs for application. It could be a better option right there. Let's just see how bad the application is. We've got 1.3k damage per volley. We're doing about a tenth, a little bit less than a tenth of our damage right here. What is the resist for kinetic? So, okay, they've got low kinetic resist as well. So, I mean, about a fifth. If you take into consideration the resist, about a tenth to a sixth or eighth of our damage is being mitigated just because of the application, which is not a good sign. I'm using, I don't know if you saw, but I'm using the synth crash booster as well. It's quite good. I mean, it doesn't help with the dark side where everything is going around super fast. Hard to hit them. And I mean, it's not as good with the application as well. When I was using high-grade Crystal Onyx, or high-grade Hydra Onyx before, there everything was just like, oh, okay, we've got so good application. The implants really buff your application to the crazy levels, unlike what we've got right here. Just chill here near the... I feel like we're doing more application when we're moving, actually. Maybe they're just like switching off the MWD, so we can try that. So let's start moving. Seems like application is a bit better. Are those maybe small techniques we could use when we're trying to apply a bit better? Because I find that when I'm using the Purifier in the Abyss, I love that ship. They're doing T1s because I just think it looks so good. I find like sometimes moving in certain angles can improve application. I think it might have something to do with it. They're using their MWDs, something, increasing their signature radius, so they're switching it on and off. Because it seems like we're applying better now, yeah? Look at that. We got the D5 automatic suppressor as well over there. It's alright. Where's the time right here? Yeah, so you see that we're almost approaching the 4-minute mark, and that's not particularly good considering the price of the ship. And I mean, we're not using like a 3-bill Gila. I used to use 3-bill Gilas to do T5 electrics, and T5 darks are quite cheap filaments compared to electrics, so we're earning more than that. But it's very slow it seems like. Or not very, very slow, but it's relatively slow. Compared to the Gila, it's quite slow. I think we might be better off just improving the application, but... it would be nice to just think that, okay, yeah, I have 770 DPS with the Rage, but paper DPS means nothing if you can't apply it. So look at that, 700 volley right there. So you see that sometimes when we're like moving in certain angles, the application is suddenly really good. So this is actually an interesting find right here. We know a bit of a technique to get the rogue drone rooms to go a bit quicker. Just move a bit, and you do a bit more application. If someone understands exactly why this occurs, that I'm doing more application when I'm moving, please let me know, because I'm quite curious. But I'm guessing it's because they're activating the MWDs or something, and then they're stopping, and then they're moving, and recalculating their orbit path or something like that. That's my guess. But I think it's interesting here. We've learned a bit of a piloting technique. And I mean, 5 minutes completion time is still alright. It's not the worst. It would be nice to obviously do better, quicker, but you can't have everything. I think we could use Rage when it comes to the cruise. We'll see. I'll see if Rage or Caldari Navy is better against cruise. I think the Caldari Navy might be a bit better, but we'll see. Striking, Drekavac, and Ghosting Kikimora. We'll take out Kikimoras first. They're usually a high priority target. We've got Blue Cloud right here, so we will apply pretty good. So it's unfortunate because it's not going to give us a very good idea of how good we apply. but still, it will give us an idea of how good we'll apply with the blue cloud, how big of a difference that will make. And it seems to be making quite a big difference since we're landing some pretty fat volleys right here. Could even use the Nosferatu perhaps on one of these Drekavacs to improve our cap. Oh, it's not in range. Ah, it's in range. Okay. What's our range? Because I'm using a Dark Blood medium, so it's 18 kilometers. Okay. We're getting some capacity. You can see that right there. Let's try moving out to the blue cloud just to make the blue cloud not factor in too much in our evaluation of how good the tracking is or how good the application is. But they're not applying to us at all, really, because the dark side is amazing for Triglavians, because often if you just keep your range, it's so easy to keep out of the range of Triglavians. Well, it's also because we're in a minus 70% optimal, so it makes their optimal range even worse. You could also have minus 50% optimal. It's going to be a bit tougher because of their ranges will be a bit further. But like, they can't shoot at all. They're just like, oh no, AC, you're too fast. You're too fast. Okay, let's see now. I think we could, let's see now. Okay. Again, their armor, so we can evaluate it, because their resists in their armor and shields are a bit different. We're going to see here 632 with Caldari Navy. Let's see now, what is it with Rage? What is their damage right here? It's a lot lower range though, 25 kilometer range, but it's not the whole world. Let's see now, 632. Let's see what we get now. 800. Okay, it's better to use Rage against the Drekavacs at least. So now we know that. We learned something right here. Are we getting perfect application? I think we are getting perfect application. And we're not in the blue cloud either, so that's perfect. Okay, so we know at least Drekavacs Rage. Drekavacs Rage. We're getting a lot of damage right here. That's going pretty quickly. I mean, we're tanking like an absolute boss. In general, we're going to have a really easy time tanking against Triglavians. This will be no problem. The Angel Wave might be a bit of an issue because we've got low explosive and EM damage, and that's like the worst resists on us. And they'll also be able to apply really good, so we can't speed tank them. But still, I think we'll have enough shield boosting capability to take them out. Just make sure we don't get neutered. Just go for those elite Lucifer Silamals straight away off the bat. Take them out. Don't want to have problems there. They'll be quite nasty. But Triglavian is no issue. You so have such an easy time keeping range, making their like Tropic Disintegrators useless. Plus, you have so good resists. The thermal just is off the charts on this ship right here. Let's get the Webifier. Okay, now I'm not using the Webifier. We're doing less damage. Okay, so that's interesting to see. So we still need to use a Webifier on the Drekavacs. Webifier does play quite big of a role, but it's still doing the same amount of damage now that we've got the Webifier back on, so it's alright. Shining Drake. 1k damage. Oof. Do I have actually a decent amount of ammunition? Because oh yeah, I packed enough ammunition, that's good. 1k volley. I don't know if this 1k volley is because they might be in the blue cloud, so it might be doing even more damage. What is it? Is this 53%? And we do 1.8k. No, this is perfect application, because if I take the resist into consideration and how much of damage you do per volley, we are doing perfect application. I'm interested to see how good we apply to Vedmax and FE Altis cruisers, because those are two cruisers which it sometimes can be a bit iffy whether or not Caldari Navy or Rage is better. It all depends on how good application your ship has. And it can actually speed up quite a bit if you are able to use Rage to its full potential. We'll go towards the transfer conduit now because we've taken care of all these Drekavacs. Time is, I mean, it's alright. We're a little bit under 5 minutes. I think in general, just keeping the time under 5 minutes, that's really great for T5. T6, I can't really expect the same thing, but it is good to have that kind of time in the T6 as well. But this is for T5 right here. Not as hardcore in the T6. I think it'll be a lot more fun as well, just doing these T5s, because it's going to be a lot more chill. Okay, he's taken out right there. Next room. Let's go. We finished that in just under 5 minutes. What is the next wave right here? Oh, perfect. Okay, we've got FE Altis cruisers now. We'll see how that goes. And we'll stay out of this blue cloud right here. Go a little bit to the side. Who will be a good one to go for first? We'll go for Dissipators first, since they've got a bit of neuting going on. Okay, what's our 25 kilometer range? So we'll see here. One volley in the... we'll have to Webify them first fully. 890. So yeah, now how much damage will it do? How much damage will it do? We've got the Webifier on them. Oof. Oof. That was actually full application right there. Or almost full application. I think it was full application because they got 10% resists. And we did go a 1600 volley when they were Webified. Didn't we get that? Oh no, actually no, we're not now. Now we're doing only 900. Okay. We'll go with Caldari Navy. See how much we get there. Because I saw at one point 1600 damage volley, and that means that we were doing full application because they got 10% resist, and we do 1800 volley with the rage. So that means just you like knocked off 10% of the 1800. That's about 1600. So that means we have perfect application. 1200, and yeah, so we're having perfect application here with Caldari Navy. Unfortunate. Like, why is this? We can't use the rage. I think we need more application. We need more application right here because I feel like if we have better application, it'll just overall be a lot better right here. It's unfortunate to have to nerf our DPS, but I think it will favor us a lot more having better application rigs. We're also using this missile guidance enhancer that provides a good application. It's not as good as the damage control in terms of tank. I mean, we're losing a lot of buffer from that. But it's just that I was thinking that, okay, get a bit more range is good to have. And, you know, you always want to have a bit of range with the heavy assault missile since they've naturally got really crap range. And then also, they also buff application to the missile guidance enhancers. They're just good to have, I think. So I think there could be an option. It could be to have Multispectrum here. Multispectrum, and then we go with the rigs. I think that might be an upgrade. We'll test that next time. I think it's just really cool using the Onyx because I think it looks like such a good ship. T5 Darks are not particularly expensive either. I mean, they're not the cheapest filament like Firestorms, but I think they go for like 5-6 million, something like that. But they're not really expensive, and they're still not as hardcore as the T5, and you get decent loot. It's not like they're like nerfed, like or got weird loot penalties like a T6 Exotic. I don't know why the loot penalties are so, or the loot drops are so bad there, but just the way it is. I can move. Let's try moving to the side like we were doing with those rogue drones in the beginning. See if it could maybe do something. Let's see if we can go with Rage and see if we can perhaps do like we were doing before with those rogue drones at the beginning. Move a little bit to the side. See if that perhaps makes it so that we can apply properly with the Rage. Okay, how is it going to be now? We'll see if we can get any like 1.6k volley. Yeah, 1.6k volley. Look at that. You see that? 1.6k volley. Yeah, look at that. We're getting 1.6k volleys over here. So it's all about just moving, sort of pulling your range. Pulling range and just taking them out with the Rage, I think. Otherwise, if you're going to have to stick into one spot, use Caldari Navy. Okay, no, nah, it doesn't look so good. Look at that, 700 damage right there. It's not that great. Okay, I guess it's just occasionally when they get into a good angle like that, they get 1.3k damage volley, but otherwise it doesn't seem like it's really that great. Depends a little bit on their sort of movement path. Yeah, it's a bit random right here. Sometimes 600, sometimes 700 damage. But otherwise, I think it's a lot more consistent overall to just go with Caldari Navy. Unfortunate, but that's the way it is. To be honest, now that I'm thinking about it, would it be good to improve our application? Because I'm seeming to be getting perfect application with Caldari Navy right here. If I nerf my DPS by removing that rig, that payloading accelerator, and put a application rig, we'll still be doing less DPS because we're basically getting perfect application right here. So it might be better for like frigate waves, for example. That would be good. But for cruiser waves, it'll be a bit slower. That's unfortunate. Yeah, it might be good to be an application because I mean, still, you know, we got these guys right here. We got these little mosquito frigates who need to be taken care of, and they'll go a lot quicker. See, now we're approaching the 5-minute mark here. Escort, Firewatcher. We can use a bit of Nosferatu on them as well. Nossing away. Oh, we got 1k damage right there. We'll just pull range, see if that does anything. Maybe do some magical missile volleys, just take them out real quick. I really like I like the payloading accelerator with the Rigor 1, like we've got right now. This rig combo, because it just feels good that we're fully utilizing our calibration. If I have the Rigor 2 with the Flare Catalyst 2, it feels like, okay, I'm not using my fully utilizing the capabilities of my ship because I'm using like half my rig calibration. I could have used more. just doesn't feel that great in terms of like efficiency. It feels like, okay, I could have, if I hypothetically had a third rig slot, I could have put more application rigs right there. But it's just the way it is. I think I should not be fixating myself so much on like the numbers and just think of what actually works for the task at hand. But okay, there we go. T5 Dark done in the Onyx. Pretty smooth right here. I think we'll try next time with dual multi-spectrums and a Rigor and Flare Catalyst. I think that's going to be the way to go. My main concern there is that we'll not have as good, like overall we're going to have less HP per second tank. We'll have more buffer, but I think that it could be an issue with the Cinnabal wave where they apply really good to us and we've not got like this emergency second shield booster we can use. I think it could be a bit rough, but to be honest, we will have a lot of gigajoules to spare and we will still have a good tank. So hopefully it'll be good. Anyway, that's enough for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.